Hey, good day everybody. Welcome back, and let's see what we have here. Let me first check everything's fine. Alright, so I see I've got some people who's early. Alright, let's see. So as you guys can see quickly, I'll start mapping out that first 15 minutes low and the high. Alright, let's look at this quick. Just to go back to yesterday afternoon, we obviously were targeting this 679 level. That's exactly where we went late yesterday afternoon, and that was the target to get to, and then it came back, and all it did was just selling off there, and this is where we are now. Alright, this is on a 5 minute. I'm going back to a 1 minute because that's where I normally this is where I start. Alright, so we've been pretty much coming down today, which is fine. I mean, all this lower highs, this is all liquidity. We obviously cleared all that liquidity now. Let's do this quick. Still got time, so don't worry about it. Alright guys, if we look at the hourly, we still got this equal highs here, and this sits right at the 960 level, around there, 957. That is if we go there. Key thing for us today is to see what price is going to do in this 4 hourly. I mean, we could actually let's bring this in a bit and call this the 1 hourly. Okay, so this is the H1 fair value gap. If we close above this, then I can tell you guys we are targeting these equal highs up here. We've run equal lows down here, or liquidity, and now we moving up, running down, taking that low out. That low, let me just show you guys. So this spike yesterday down took that low out. This spike, well, this move down today is taking that low out. So we could expect maybe higher prices here. Let's just see where's the VWAP here. We're at the VWAP now, and we go to a 1 minute to see exactly what that looks like. Okay, we're at the VWAP now. That does not mean just jump on any trades. This could be a breakout of the 15 minute, that first 15 minutes to close above and then go higher. But let's keep an eye on it and not overreact. Let's wait for everything to finish here, and then we'll read price and see. Okay, this is the, okay, so I'm probably going to make a new high there. Let's see. Patiently waiting and waiting for 15 minutes to finish here, so we can see. Alright, so here we can see this is the last one. Oh, come on. So we're right there. So now let's see, let's keep an eye. So that's obviously that breakout. I'm actually going to take the trade here. And the reason I'm taking this, we're going to try to get to that gap up there. Right, so this is not financial advice, but this is probably where we can see price bounce from. Let's just have a look here. So this is 30. Right, so the very first fair value gap is going to be down here, and we'll make it purple because that's what we do, and we'll call it the first fair value gap. But we can also see price obviously bounce here, some sort of an up move here, and then later come down to this first fair value gap. There's no news right now. I know President speaking later today, 4 p.m., so that could create volatility maybe later on. Okay, I'm looking at this. There's no real liquidity. I mean, there's liquidity up here and then maybe up into this, all of these highs here. So the reason I take a trade, I could have waited for that trade. I didn't have to enter it up there. Is little consolidation. Then we step into the VWAP. I don't trade VWAPs. I'm just showing those who are, and displace away. Now, if I was patient, I would have taken the trade here and then wait for price to get right into this blue block here, which is a fair value gap, and then trade from there. And the reason you trade from there is 50% is right here. As you can see, that's above that. So if you want to buy, you want to go into discount. Anything under 50% of that move is discount. So you want to see price go into that fair value gap and then expand higher. So that fair value gap is the right fair value gap to trade from. Right, let's see if we can push higher here. We can still come down into this fair value gap. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm taking that trade off because when I took the trade it was an early trade and I don't like the way it's been chopping around there. If I really want to take a trade here, I need to take it down here, and then I need to obviously target up there. Give it time. Maybe it's obviously seems like it wants to gradually move up there, which is fine right now. But we could still see that push down here. Okay, so let's see if we can get that push down in there. The reason I'm saying, I've explained the reason as to why that fair value gap, but also nothing has filled this fair value gap yet. And if we want to go higher, you would want to see a stab into that and to bounce. If this low and that low was equal, I would have targeted, you know, some sort of a short position up here to take it all the way down. So let's see. Let's just see. Alright, we're getting close. Let's see. Okay, so what we got here now is, just to show you guys in more, that low and that low, it's equal. So that's liquidity to spike into and hopefully to reject and take us to the target up there. Alright, let's see if it's gonna give us that opportunity. It would be a pity if I don't see that bounce there. But there's nothing in here that gave a clear indication for buying. Righty, let's see if we can get that now. The only thing that I'm looking at here, not to confuse you guys, but there's a little gap here, right? And I'm just gonna put it there for now. And there's no swing point here. There's a swing point here. And I hope this is not a change in direction type of thing. We didn't close below it to come down and close lower. I still believe we're going to bounce here to go up there. Yeah, that is just the gap I want to bring to your attention there. Okay. Hey, I just want to say, good grief, why didn't it not pick me up there? Right, so there we got the spike into it, an immediate rejection to the upside. Now we want to see this continue. I want to see price close above the swing point here. Like that. Right, so now I want to see that push up into that. I mean, it could go higher, but that's where I'm going to draw the line to see if we can get to that test of that fair value gap again. This is just, again, guys, sometimes you just got to be patient. We mark it out. We know where the real entry box was. We're on site, so hopefully we can get there and secure some nice profit. Would be a pity if we turn around here. But we've closed above this as well, so we could see a pull back in there and then go up, or just shoot up. Go on, push, 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 push. That's all we want to see. Don't turn on me now. Alright, so I think this gap down here is going to be the next place to bounce from, or if you want to reverse completely, could invert this gap down here. I mean, I'll mark it out just so you're all aware. Boom, boom, boom. I haven't moved any stop loss here yet because prices move quite quickly, so at this point stop at break even is definitely key here. Because you've taken that high out and closed, you can move it to break even, and then just, I mean, this can come down now and bounce here to run up, or just test it and then come down. Right. Well, that's great. I mean, any profit is profit. 50 points a day is fabulous. It's not the worst thing. So if you can make profit, I mean, I've seen people make money for 10 points a day. So great work. Let's see if we get our orb to take us to the moon. But in my moon is just to this level right here. Let's see if we can get it. Come on. I mean, let's see. Just do that. That's up 100 points, I think. So not too bad, I don't think. As you can see, what we do here is mark that. This fair value gap's right at 50%. Remember what we said, below 50% or lower is discount. So the 50% of the fair value gap is right below the fair value gap of that move. So we might want to go test 50% of this fair value gap and then bounce from there. Profit is profit, guys. That's all I can say. If you made a profit, then good on you. . Alright, let's see if we can get that pushed down into that fair value gap. If we want to go down, if it forms a swing point there, then that's where I'll put my stop. I'm not pushing my stop to below here because we could see a spike through it into this black block here and then go higher. But 50% is the place. If you want to buy, that's where you want to buy. If you're not into any trades and you want to buy, it's definitely below or at this fair value gap, 50% right here. Dum, 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 dum. Right, let's see if this fair value gap wants to hold price. So we're there at 50% now. Fill the whole fair value gap, and let's see if it's going to bounce here or if it's going to invert to go lower. Oh boy. If we invert this, I'll probably just close it. We've got a few seconds left. Okay, we so inverted there. I'm taking $1,000 off the table, and because what I'm cognizant about, this is now IFEG. That in my book is a turning point. And I mean, we run liquidity here up, leave this here, we invert it. Nice to see some sort of a test. There's another fair value gap here, so if we invert that, then the target shifts to this first fair value gap for me. I mean, I'm not going to sit and say I should have taken profit up here. My profit target was to tap there, didn't do it, and it is fine with me. I did secure $1,000 though. It could have been more, but can still bounce from here and go back up. Okay, let's see if we can break through and invert this. Yeah, so if there was no gap here, I would have normally you can sell on the IFEG once you run liquidity, regardless of this line here. When you take out liquidity with a fair value gap and gets inverted quite quickly, in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, normally less than 6 candles, then it's good to see a retest of it in that 50% and try to sell it there, because your stop is just going to be above it. The minute you break through this the selling point or the swing low, your stop will go to break even, and then you want to see price going lower. The reason I didn't take a trade here is because we've got a fair value gap here, we've got another one, and like I said yesterday, I do not like to trade between two fair value gaps, IFEG fair value gap, and that tends to whipsaw up and down before it actually breaks through. So if this candle closed below here, I would have shorted this and then targeted this fair value gap, this first fair value gap that created after 9:30 down here. But we've run liquidity, we inverted, we closed below this, and now what I'm seeing is most probably this. See, this IFEG lines up with the 50%, so I could probably take a short, put a short order there. Again guys, not any advice, I'm just saying if you want to sell, you want to sell above 50% of a range. If you want to buy, you buy below it. Above is premium and below is obviously discount, and that's what we've seen earlier over here, and that gave you a nice run up, but I didn't close my position up there, so it's fine. Maybe we're changing directions here, and if that's the case, I would like to get in up here and want to see some sort of a push lower. And a valid IFEG is when a candle closed below it, not spiked below it. So don't try to preempt it, because we would have sold here if we preempted it, and then you would have gone and draw down. If you had to sell down here, you're selling in discount, and any business will not sell. They would buy discounts and sell premiums, so always keep that in mind. You'll see sometimes price consolidate when it's between two fair value gaps, two key fair value gaps, like the ones that we've marked out here. Remember, IFEG could be on the short side or the long side, so don't always sell IFEGs, but in this case we aiming to go lower if this all holds, if I'm correct here. And so yes, let's see. Alright guys, those of you that's checking this out, enjoying the stream, don't forget to like the stream. It helps with you know, with YouTube, and yeah, see if I can get more people to come and have a look. Alright, so we picked up there now. Let's see if that IFG is going to hold. Yes, so or maybe add if the first fair value gap, if you talk about the first fair value gap, are you talking about the first one down here? I mean, this is a very key fair value gap, that's why I call it the first one. So I just want to clarify, when you talk about the first one, are you referring to this one down here? Why that is key, that normally you know, comes up as the support or the resistance for the day. In this case, I don't know yet. We need to break through this. If we break through this, I'll target this. If we then invert that, I'll target the low of the 15-minute range, so 9:30 candle. I'll then target that. But for now, we gotta see what's gonna happen up here. I mean, a move up is not ideal, because then this whole structure is invalidated, and then it most probably want to take this highs out again. Yes, if that blue block, yeah, if that gets inverted, let's see if I read this right. Okay, so in the first, all right, so if we invert this blue block, I would look for Celsius, but I took it up here because that's the premium area. If we come down now and invert, yes, you can add to your position. I don't normally do, because if I've already added here and this black candle closed like that, I'll put my stop above here because that's a swing point. If we then close below here, I'll just move it to break even and hold it for lower. But I need to see how this candle close. Okay, so there's a swing high there now, but hope we're not going to go higher here. Hope to see price to come lower down. So ultimately, I would like to see price come down here. But I also want to see this high hold. Okay, so we're running that high. Let's see if we stay within this IFG. If we close above that, then I am going to collapse the trade, because that means we want to go higher, which is annoying. Okay, so we did not close outside. What I want to see now, if we take that high out now, then that's done. Then I'll be done with this trade. So I'll do this. Boom, boom. Just put it there. If it wants to go higher, then it will tap me out. I need this candle to close below this swing point here to validate that we want to go lower. But if we want to go higher, then So be it. Okay, let's see if it's gonna push where it's gonna push to. Also don't like it when price is going back and forth within a fair value gap or IFG. But let's see. Give us energy down. Right, let's see if we can get that push and close below that swing low. Or are you really going to go stop me out? Right, I think I'm going to get tagged here. Yes, we are going to get tagged, unfortunately. Maybe you want to take this high out again. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to take that off because these are the two relevant things or levels for me right now. Now I want to see what's going to happen up there. Alright, pretty flat for the day, $150. It is what it is. Some days, most days, it will work out perfectly, and seems like today is one of those days that it doesn't. Okay, let's see if we can. Alright, so this is what we spoke about. I forgot to highlight this quickly, guys. We closed above this swing high, and we closed above that with a fair value gap. If we have a fair value gap, we want to see this gap to hold price a bit late here, and then to target the next high. And as I take the trade, it obviously turns on me and inverts it as well, and I'm taking that off because this is a IFG right here. The only problem is this IFG has not taken any high out. Which is not A plus or anything to that effect. Right, now I'm just going to let it be. Because what we see here is consolidation, run sell stops, buy stops, sell stops, and now I don't know if we want to pull people in, form some sort of a consolidation. 4 p.m. session to do a different move then. And that's why I'm not going to trade this one now, because you run sell side here, you start moving and give, you know, good entries, but obviously the market's got something else planned for us today. Remember guys, I said earlier in the week, be careful of this week. This is typical for NFP week, especially building up to it, to trap people in for a bigger move later, or to create liquidity. So testing that IFG midpoint there. Maybe we still get this move down to close below this swing point and this fair value gap inverted to go lower. For now, let's just have a look and see what it's going to do here. Okay, well. Also guys, whenever you get a fair value gap that gets inverted on the bottom, and then can stay away from that price action, because it's going to keep creating those type of scenarios and you don't want to get stuck in that. Okay, let's see what we're going to do, how we're going to end this hour. Alright, so it's going to be funny that we had the right entry down here to go up there. We came down, get stopped out, and now gradually move our way up there. That is what the initial consensus were. Alright, so now we're taking that way out. Alright, and what we've done, literally just spiked through it. It would be nice if this candle here was the fair value gap. Maybe if we can invert this now, that will send price lower. So if we close below this swing low and invert, that would probably, and I don't want to tell us to look for shorts then, but at most probably would send us maybe lower, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see if we're going to get this close below this. Okay, let's see what this candle does. It's still pinning. Okay, so we close below that swing point there. I want to see price move lower here. Just bear in mind we're still in this IFEG. Now we've got all this lows here. We want to see price close below it to get confirmation that it will go lower. And then ultimately, if we come through and invert this fair value gap, then we'll target your first fair value gap. Still within that IFG, guys. Nothing to do yet. Or at least for me, there's nothing to do. Still holding priced. I must say it's tiring to watch price action going nowhere. Okay, so this is a swing low right there. So we want to see price close below that swing point there. Then we can expect price to get to this fair value gap. Then we need to assess and see what we do here. Go break through, close below that, and then we can target the next thing. I want to see this candle close below it, not move like this and try to jump in now. Wait for this candle to close. If it closes like this, then it's fine. Let's see. Oh my word, you gotta push lower. Guys, it did not close below that. Alright, still got to be patient, yeah. Right, so this low has changed to this low. I want to see it close below that. Now it looks like we want to try and go maybe test 50% of this. This wick. Or if we close below this, then I guess it's fine. See, I will target the bottom of this blue box, and we got there perfectly, and then start selling off. See how 50% of this wick lines up with the highs of these candles. And that is still liquidity. We've run through it, we came down, maybe there's more, and then drop. But this high should please stay intact. If you want to see probably test of that 50% and then drop. But again, guys, if you see sideways move for the whole AM session like this, probably going to be better to come back later in the PM session and see what's up for grabs then. Slow moves. Slow moves going nowhere. Maybe it's because if President comes and speaks at 4 o'clock, we'll see some moves. Let's measure something quickly, yeah. Okay. It's like I'm drawing the lines and price like and go back. Now we're stuck between two things again. This is definitely price action you don't want to trade. And again, this is pretty much expected with NFP week. No news today, there's news tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow there's a better chance of good price action. All you got to do as a trader, you got to come every day, open the charts and look for signs to walk away. Like, I mean, we spoke about this earlier. Consolidate. Well, let me take my face off first so you guys can see. Right, so we start off 15 minutes out, consolidate. We run stops, sell stops. We go up, run buy stops. We come down, run sell stops again, and now we ran up, buy stops, and pretty much sideways. So we've been, you know, trapping people on the buy side, sell side, and no real moves. So, and I think, guys, this is probably going to go all the way through to the end of the session, or at least my live stream. So I guess at the end of the day, you need to know when to call it a day for that session and come back later. I do believe we might see sideways move like this, and then later in the PM session we might see a better move. Maybe we just continue like this. So I don't think we're going to see any good trading from this, to be honest. But let's see. Let's keep an eye and see. Alright, so this line up here, that's 50% of this week. Also lines up with these highs here, which was liquidity. So we ran liquidity, we didn't shift lower, we go sideways. So maybe we're accumulating to run it again and then shift. Even if we don't take a trade here, guys, it's also good to understand what the market is doing and see what it's doing and how it's doing it. So when you see it next time, you know what to expect, right? We'll give it a few more minutes and yeah, then I think I'm gonna end it and see you guys in the PM session. The one thing I did pick up, I mean, this is a pretty big push for that 15 minutes, right? And when you see a big nice move, expect some side, side movement, and then maybe PM session back into that range or something. This is not something you can trade regardless of how long you're looking at it. There's just nothing in here. I mean, this swing point you can take out because there's one, there's a new one. That's all liquidity though, yeah. So you could see a spike here and come back down here for a quick scalp, but it's a risky, very risky trade. Okay, let's see if we can get that push up into that 50%. Okay, so it's in that 50% now. See how it tag it. See if he wants to go. Right. I think what I'm going to do here, guys, I think we marked it out, it's taken liquidity. Maybe it's going to go down now and start seeking lower, or maybe it's going to continue that. I don't think there's anything else I can tell you here besides from prices just going nowhere. So I'm happy for you guys to stick around on your own and see what you can see. There's nothing A plus here. We'll be back in the PM session for sure. And yeah, don't try to overtrade in this condition. It's not worth it. It's just gonna kill your account and your confidence, and it's gonna make you believe that you know nothing, which is not true. And let's just wait for the PM session and see if there's anything there. If there's nothing there, then at least we've looked at it, and we could definitely look at something for tomorrow. There's news tomorrow, so maybe that's a much better proposition to come back tomorrow. Anyways, guys, those of you that joined, thanks for the support. Those who engaged in the comments, thanks. Hope I answered all the questions. Anything specific, just pop it out. And if there's anything you guys want me to focus on, happy for us to make that list and start focusing on those things. But anyways, I'll see you guys a bit later. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.